Hello again, this is Mike Fauché, aka PC Doc on the HomeServerShow.com. In the first part, we talked a little bit about getting your motherboard assembled, getting your CPU and heatsink installed, your RAM installed, and now we're going to actually take that board and put it into the case. But before we do that, kind of want to walk through some of the basics of a typical case, although this is maybe not the run-of-the-mill case, but it's it's a relatively inexpensive case. This happens to be a Lian Li. It's around $79 on sale. It's an excellent case, and I'll walk you through some of the features here, and then we'll talk a little bit about what we're going to do today. So, for starters, let's talk about the general layout of the case. Back here, we actually have our power supply down here. This is actually a bottom mount supply. The motherboard actually will mount into this area here. So we'll be talking about how these holes are marked and how they line up and how you'll put your standoffs on a little bit later. Here we have our 5 1/4 section where we're actually going to mount our DVD-ROM. And then we have a hard drive cage, which just happens to hold about 4 drives. There's also, which you can't see from here, there's a slide-out tray for a 3.5-inch device here, which is great for media card readers and things like that. So that's the basic of the case. Looking in the front here, you'll see there's a nice 140 millimeter exhaust fan, which will come in handy for keeping those hard drives cool. And up again, you'll see there is a 120 millimeter fan out towards the back, which will also get hooked up. So that's kind of the overlay of the case. I want to talk a little bit about the hole positioning for our standoffs, and then we'll go ahead and assemble some stuff together here. For starters, if you look carefully, and let me zoom in here a little bit. If you look a little closely here, you'll see that some of these holes have these are marked with the letter A. The letter A basically stands for the ATX layout. We'll be using some of these, but not all of these, because this is a micro ATX board. So your first step is going to actually be to take the board and actually figure out which one of the holes it's going to go into. So you're going to basically set your board up, and you're going to with a marker, pencil, or something, mark down which one of the holes, the pre-drilled holes, are best suited for your board. And actually, I got the board upside down because it actually fits this way. So you're going to go ahead and mark that, and that's how we're going to actually put the standoffs on to get started. The other thing I want to point out real quick is, we're going to get into installing that here in just a second, is there's a empty opening here, which is for, we talked a little bit about on the last episode. There's a plate that comes with these motherboards, and this actually inserts up in here, and that's basically to fit on, as you assemble your motherboard. You've got a series of connectors that basically fits here. So if you can picture this actually fitting inside the case like this, that's exactly where this plate goes, as it goes into the preset opening into the back. And it's hard to see from this without turning the unit here, so I'll do that in just a moment. Okay, so now you can kind of see the opening that's in the back of the case, and again, this fits in directly into here, which will allow you to insert the board. Okay, so and again, you can kind of get a better look here at where the openings are. Let me add a little extra light. Okay, and again, you can see a little bit better from this shot. You can see where there are markings for the letter A. And again, these are for standard ATX, so we're not going to use them all. We are going to use the one in the center. We're going to use the one over to the left there, and we're going to use the one that's down marked down here. And that's about all we're going to use. And it'll make more sense as you insert the board and see where the holes line up.